Hello class, in this video, we will discuss rectangular coordinate system. Our objectives: number 1 is to describe the rectangular coordinate system, the x and y axis, quadrant, and origin. Number 2, plot the given pair of coordinates in the Cartesian coordinate plane. And lastly, determine the quadrant given a pair of coordinates. Do you still remember what is this? Very good. This is a number line. I know for sure that you know how it works. A number line always starts with 0. And then, you have the positive numbers as you move to the right, and then the negative numbers as you move to the left. Cloning this number line and rotating the copy counterclockwise or clockwise by 90 degrees. So we have here. And then the second number line is perpendicular to the first, and then they intersect at one point wherein you have there the 0, 0, okay, that is called the origin. Okay, given the coordinates 0, 0. So the coordinates of the origin is 0, 0, wherein that is the place of intersection. And then this horizontal line is now what you call the x-axis. So this is the x-axis. And then the y is called the vertical line is called the y-axis. Okay. With regards to the format of the coordinates, we have the x and the y enclosed with a parenthesis. Again, you have the x, comma, and then y enclosed with a parenthesis. From a number line, now we have two dimensionals. So we have now the number plane. This number plane is called the rectangular coordinate system. It is also called Cartesian coordinate system. Wherein it is named after René Descartes. The one who found the Cartesian coordinate system. Our Cartesian coordinate plane is divided into 4 quadrants. Okay, this is the first quadrant, and then this is the second quadrant, followed by the third, and then lastly the fourth quadrant. Okay, so with regards to the first quadrant, you have the x-axis which are numbered positively. Okay, so this is the first quadrant. Take a look at the x-axis. Again, with regards to format of the coordinates, you always have the x, comma, followed by the y, and then enclosed with a parenthesis. So take note of the sign. So these are all positive. So you have the positive numbers of the x-axis, and then with regards to the y-axis, you also have positive numbers. Take a look at the second quadrant. Okay, the x-axis are all negative numbers. So you have the negative value of x, and then the y-axis is positive. So that is positive. Take a look at the third one. So you have the x-axis, which are all negative, and then the y-axis is also negative. Lastly, the fourth quadrant, take a look at the x-axis. So you have positive, and then the y-axis, which are all negative. Let's learn how to plot numbers in a number plane. So, we have the following points. Okay, and then we're going to plot this in our Cartesian coordinate system. So, as you can see, you have A, wherein you have the coordinates 4 and 4. So, 4 is a positive number, and then the Y. Always remember, you have your X and then the Y. So, the first one, you have X, which is 4. This is the positive 4 of the x-axis, followed by another positive 4 of the y-axis. So, we're going to look for their intersection. Okay, so this is the place of their intersection. And then we're going to name this as A. Okay, which is located on the first quadrant. Followed by negative 4 and 4. The coordinates negative 4 and 4 is, your x is negative and then positive. So, where do you think is that located? Okay, very good. That is on the second quadrant. You have the negative and positive. Negative 4 is in here. So, this is negative 4. Followed by another 4. So, we're going to look for their intersection again. Okay, so this is the point of their intersection. And then we're going to name this as B. Okay. Next, letter C. Okay, you have the coordinates negative 4 and negative 4. So, if you have two negatives, the x and y are both negative. So, that is on the third quadrant. This is negative 4 of the x-axis. And then, where is negative 4 of the y-axis? The point of intersection, that is, let's name that C. And then, lastly, you have D. D is 4 and negative 4. Okay, which is a positive and a negative. Where can we locate that? Okay, very good. That is on the fourth quadrant, a positive and a negative. So, positive 4 and then negative 4. The point of intersection is D. What figure do we have? Okay, very good. So now we have okay, let's connect first. Let's connect the points from point A to point B. Okay, and then point B to point C, and then point C to point D. And then let's just close it. So now we have assuming it is a square, even though it's not a perfect square. So, let's assume this is a square. Given these coordinates, okay, the x, you have here the x coordinates. So, this is also known as your abscissa. Okay, so let's spell abscissa. Abscissa. And then, the y coordinates, okay, these are all the y coordinates. The y coordinates is also known as your ordinates. Ordinates. And then, together, we have coordinates. This time, given the points, we're going to write the coordinates. Okay? We're going to write the coordinates of A. So, what is the value of x of A? Take a look at the x-axis. It is located on the 0. So, the value of x is 0. How about the y? The y is located on the 4. So, you have the coordinates of A, which is 0 and 4. Then B. B is located on the, take a look at the x-axis. So, negative 4. So, you have negative 4. The y, take a look at the y. This is the y, where it is located on the negative 3. So, you have negative 4 and negative 3. Lastly, the c. Okay. Take a look at the x-axis always first. So, you have 4. So, let's write 4. And then, the y-axis. So, it is on the negative 3. So, you have 4 and negative 3. Then, when we connect the 3 points from A to B, okay, let's try to connect. So, from point A to point B, so now we have a slant. And then, from point B again to point C, so, and then let's enclose it from point C to point A. Now, what figure do we have? Very good. Okay, and now we have a triangle. I have here the following coordinates from A to J. Okay, and then we're going to locate this first. If on what quadrant does it lie, and then afterwards we're going to plot it in our Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, let's start with A, 0, 5. 0, 5, what do you think is the location of 0, 5? On what quadrant does it lies? 0 and then 5. Okay, so when we locate this, 0, the x is 0, and then 5. So, on what quadrant does it lies? Okay, it doesn't lie on the first, second, third, or neither the fourth, because it lies on the y-axis. So, you will write lie on the y-axis. Okay, and then we have, so that is our point A. So, we have B. B is 2 and 3. Okay, so where it is located? What do you think 2, 3 is located? It's positive and positive. So, it is located on the, very good, on the first quadrant. Okay, so let's check. 2 and 3. So, you have 2 and then the 3. So, 3, that is the intersection. So, you have 2 and 3. Okay, let's remove the. Okay. Next, we have 5 and 3. Positive and positive again. So, very good. That is on the first quadrant. Still in the first quadrant. 5 and 3. This is 5. And then, this is 3. So, we have C in here. Let's remove again the pattern. Okay, that we created. Next, letter D is 3 and 0. You have 3 and then 0. Even though it's positive and positive, you have 0. Okay, so 3 is here and then 0 is here. Okay, the 0 of the y is here. So, where is 3 and 0 located? Very good. That lies on the x-axis. It lies on the x-axis. Okay. So, you have here, this is letter D. Next, we have letter E, 4 and negative 3. A positive and a negative. A positive and a negative. So, it lies on the positive and a negative. So, it lies on the, very good, on the fourth quadrant. Okay, in the fourth quadrant, you have 4 and negative 3. 4 and negative 3. Where is the intersection? Okay. Let's remove this. Okay. So, you have here the E. Next is F. 0 and negative 1. It lies on the, because this is 0, so you have here negative 1. It lies on the y-axis. Lies on y-axis. Okay? So, 0 and negative 1. This is 0 of the x-axis. Negative 1 is here. So, this is your F. Next, letter G. Negative 4 and negative 3. S, you have 2 negatives. So, very good. It lies on the third quadrant. Negative 4 of the x-axis and then negative 3, point of intersection. Okay. Then we have, this is point G. Okay. Then H is negative 3 and negative 3. Okay, you have 0, so it lies on the x-axis. Okay, negative 3 of the x-axis. So this one, the y is 0, so it's here. This is point H. Okay. Next is I. Letter I, negative 5, negative 3. So you have negative, 2 negatives. So that is very good. Lies on the third quadrant. Negative 5 and then negative 3. Oh, negative 5 and negative 3. H. Okay. F, G, H. Okay, I think something is wrong. Wait. Okay, so I made a mistake. I must be negative 5 and positive 3. So it is located on the second. Very good. Second quadrant. That's right. Second quadrant. Okay. Negative 5. This is negative 5 and then positive 3. Negative 5. Positive 3. So this is the point of intersection. This is letter I. Okay, letter I. And then lastly, so we have letter J. Negative 2 and positive 3. On what quadrant does it lie? Very good. Still on the second quadrant. So let's locate it. Negative 2 and 3. Negative 2 and then positive 3. So this is the point of intersection. Okay. So let's name this letter J. Now, I want you to connect all the points. So let's connect all the points. Okay. So from A to B and then from A to J and then we're going to enclose J to A. So let's start. Then I want you to look what object, okay, or what figure did we have. Okay, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F, E to F, and then F to G, G to H, and then H to I to J, and then enclosed it. Okay, so we got very good, a star. So, good job, everyone. Okay, so this is the end of our video. See you on the next video.